Hello, hello, and a massive, massive, massive welcome. I'm so excited to becoming 40 something, the midlife reset. Oh my goodness. This has been such a journey for me, and I am so excited to finally get this out there into the world. So I do have some notes down here because there are a few things that I really want to include in this episode. And this first episode is a little bit of an introduction to me and why I've created Becoming 40 something and what this is all about and what you can expect from this podcast as well, because it's been a long journey and I'm really excited to share it with you. So first things first, my name is Amy Carter, and I am the creator of Becoming 40 something, the Midlife Reset. This is something that I have been creating within for quite a while now. Um, and I would say that life has just not allowed me to be in a position where this could come about until more recently. And there was a few things that kind of happened with that. There was a little bit of me going, enough with the bullshit, just get on with it now. You are ready. And there's also some other like life transitional things that have kind of been going on. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my background. I'm not going to do this in every episode, obviously, but I do want to sort of share a little bit about how this has all come about and why this is so important to me. So, um, I turned 40 last year, and whilst there wasn't this whole like, oh, I'm getting old, I didn't feel like that. I definitely felt something was stirring within, shifts were happening. And for a large part of my life, I have felt like I haven't really landed on what is my thing, like my vehicle, the thing that I feel really passionate about, the things that I really want to put out there into the world, or I have things that I do feel passionate about, but I haven't been maybe brave enough to go after them. And something happens as you get closer to 40. You are very aware that you've potentially lived half of your life. And that really started to hit me. And there wasn't this like, oh my God, I'm getting older. I've got to rush. I've got to rush. It didn't feel like that. It felt like if I continue to live my life the way that I have done for the last 40 years, what does the next 40 years look like? Am I happy with that? Is that the path that I want to be on? And I was really asking myself a lot of profound questions kind of this time last year, like as I was kind of coming up to being 40. And my life for the last 12 months has gone through huge changes. Um, if you've been around for a little while, then you know that I quit a business in the health and wellness space last like this time, it was like March, February, March last year. And that had a huge impact on me. I really lost myself after that. I wasn't sure what I was doing with my life. I felt I felt frustrated, I felt lost. I didn't know what I was meant to be doing. And I have to be 100% honest, those answers haven't really come through to me until more recently. It has really been a whole year of just trying to like understand myself and figure things out and allow things that were meant for me to come to me and things that weren't for me to fall away. And I don't know if you can relate to that either, but especially if you have turned 40, that it is quite a transitional time. And I also felt at the time that I was really questioning, who do I want to be? What do I want to bring to this world? I've known for a long time that I stand for certain things. You know, I'm very passionate about female health and supporting women, especially around like mindset and just helping women to stand out and shine and be like their best selves, which is why my previous business really suited me because I felt like I was supporting women from that health perspective and the wellness perspective, and it really ticked my boxes. previous to that, I've been involved in the fashion industry, like fashion world, and supporting women in like looking and feeling really great, like from the inside out. So there's been like this theme that's kind of ran through my life. And that is where I feel becoming 40 something fits. It's something for me. I want to create this community, this space, this hub for women to be able to come to and have a chat about being in their late 30s or early 40s. What does that look like? Whether it's about raising teenage kids or your hormones or your health, your mindset. I feel like there's a lot of information out there when it comes to like perimenopause. And I know that that's still like a big topic that we're all still learning so much about, but hormone health has been like on the radar for quite a while. But I just feel like there's so many other things that for women as we're getting older, it's those things to discuss. And even like if you don't have kids, it's that question of like you get into your late 30s and it's like, do I have kids? Do I not have kids? Like, what do I do with this? Like it's there's a lot to contend with as we are getting older. So that for me is one of the main reasons that I wanted to create Becoming 40 something. It's about creating a space for women to come to get the knowledge and information that they need. Don't want it to be just about hormones or just about health. There's so many more aspects of our lives that need to be covered. And I felt as I was kind of coming through this stage and still am, like I turned 41 this year. Like this isn't like you get to 40, like, oh bang, I figured it all out. I know what I'm doing. I think there's always like a new chapter and so much changes, but I just feel like 40 is pivotal for women. And I felt like there was something missing when I was out there looking for the information. So I was like, that's what I'm going to provide with this space. And what else did I want to talk about? The biggest thing for me last year, and it carried through literally like this was the theme of like 25 to 26, was feeling like I just didn't fit my life anymore. I felt like I didn't recognize what I was building or who I was becoming or what I was creating. It's just like everything started to change around me. And I've felt like I was losing that identity of myself. I wasn't really sure what my path was. And I do feel for us as we get older, and definitely like this, like after 35, especially as you're coming up to like your 40s, there is a lot of those questions that come up like, who am I? What am I doing? If you're a mom and you've been in that mom space for a long time, like your kids might be getting a bit older and you're like, well, who am I without my kids? What is it that I want to do now? I've spent so much time nurturing and building, like growing a family. What is it that what's after that? So if you don't know, I am a mom. I have a 17-year-old daughter. She's going to be 18 in May. What is that? So terrifying. um, but with that comes a whole host of other challenges. Like I honestly feel that, and there's going to be people that disagree with me, but unless you've got older kids, when you get to the older kid stage, you'll agree with me. The baby stage and the kid stage, it's so much easier. So many different elements that you're helping them to find a path in life. The emotions, they're having their first relationships, like it's a lot. And you're navigating that whilst going through your own transitional phases. Like I'm becoming 40. I've lived half of my life. What does the next half of it look like? What am I doing with my life? Like all of these things, just it's a lot. um, and that has been like real like cornerstones of my growth over the last like 12 months. And it's emotional for me too, you know, to see my daughter growing up. And yeah, it's all a lot. And I really, my biggest desire is that with this podcast, we create something that is a safe space for us to come. So what you can expect from it is, of course, we're going to talk about hormones. Of course, we're going to be talking about hormones and female health, but there's going to be so much more. So we're going to be talking about nutrition, supporting yourself with. I've got guest specialists going to be coming in and personal stories, like people sharing their stories about becoming 40. We're going to be talking about mindset. We're going to be talking about kids, having kids, not having kids. We're going to be talking about businesses. We're going to be talking about life, like pivots, career changes, relationship changes, like everything is going to be covered in this podcast. And I'm so excited to be bringing that here. Like, to me, this is about identity, and it's really owning who we are, what we stand for, what we want to be creating with our lives as we head into like this big next chapter. Because I feel like it is like it's felt much more pivotal from turning like 20 to 30. It felt huge. Like, I felt that that was like a big time in my life, but this was massive, and it felt massive. It felt huge. I knew that things were going to change. I knew that big things were going to shift and change for me as I entered 40 and beyond. And that's what we're going to be talking about here. Like, no holds barred. Is that the right saying? Nothing is off limits, whatever. Everything will be discussed. And I'm really excited